You have been walking for 11 days. Your feet are bleeding. And you are happy. Because at the end of this road is a small dusty valley in the west of Greece. And in 5 days, it will hold the greatest thing in the world. There are no seats. There is no shade. It is the hottest month of the year. And 40,000 people are about to arrive in a place built for almost none of them. There is no clean water you would want to drink. The river is low. The flies are everywhere. And you would not be anywhere else. Welcome to the Olympic Games. The real ones, not the ones you know. Forget the flags. Forget the anthems and the television lights. None of that is here. These games are already centuries old, and they are not really about sport at all. First and last, they are an act of worship. They are held for Zeus, king of the gods, who is said to live on a mountain not far to the north. The running, the wrestling, the blood in the sand, all of it is a gift laid at his feet. You did not come only to watch sport. You came to stand close to a god. And for that, the whole Greek world has agreed to stop fighting. Greece is not one country. It is hundreds of small cities, and most of the time, they are at war. But every 4 years, a sacred truce goes out. Heralds carry it from city to city. Lay down your weapons. Let the travelers pass. For 1 month, no army may enter the Holy Valley. For 1 month, an enemy walking to the games cannot be touched. Wars actually pause, just so that this can happen. But not everyone is welcome. To compete, you must be a free man, and you must be Greek. No slaves, no foreigners. And if you are a married woman, you must not even come to watch. The punishment for a married woman caught at the games is death. There is a cliff above the valley, and the law says she is to be thrown from it. And yet, a woman did win here. Her name was Caniska, a Spartan princess. She never ran a step. In the chariot race, the prize goes not to the driver, but to the owner of the horses, and the horses were hers. Twice her teams won. Twice a woman was an Olympic champion. In games, she was forbidden to enter. Let me show you where you are standing. Olympia is not a city. It is a sanctuary. A green clutter of temples and altars and statues, thick with the smoke of sacrifice. At its heart stands the temple of Zeus, and inside it, the most famous statue in the world. Zeus, seated, made of gold and ivory, 40 feet high. So tall that people joked if he ever stood up, he would take the roof clean off. People travel for weeks just to stand in front of it. One day, it will be called one of the 7 wonders of the world. Before anyone competes, every athlete is led to a different statue of Zeus. This one holds a thunderbolt in each hand, and he is watching. Standing over the cut pieces of a wild boar, the athletes swear an oath that they have trained for 10 months and that they will not cheat. Because men do cheat, and when they are caught, they are fined. The fines pay for bronze statues of Zeus, and each one is carved with the cheater's name and the city he shamed. They line the path into the stadium. The very last thing every athlete sees before he competes is a row of lyres cast in bronze. The games run for 5 days. The first is for oaths and sacrifices, and for trumpeters and heralds bellowing for the prize of the loudest voice. Then the contests begin, and the oldest, the purest, the one everyone remembers, is simply a race. A single sprint, the length of the stadium, about 200 meters, run flat out on hot sand. It is called the stadion, and the man who wins it gives his name to the next 4 years. People will date their whole lives by him. Imagine that. You run for 20 seconds, and a slice of time itself carries your name. There are longer races too, there and back, a long-distance run of 20 lengths or more, and one run in a bronze helmet and shield, because these are people who never quite forget about war. Then comes the pentathlon, 5 events in one, the test of the complete man. He throws the discus, spinning, his whole body uncoiling. He throws the javelin out across the field, and he jumps, swinging stone weights in his hands to fling himself further, then dropping them in mid-air. The Greeks thought the pentathlete had the most beautiful body a man could have, good at everything, the best at nothing, whole. And then it gets darker. There is wrestling, there is boxing. No rounds, no ring, no soft gloves, just hard leather wound around the knuckles, and you fight until one man cannot go on. And there is the pankration. Almost anything is allowed. You may punch, kick, strangle, break fingers. You may not bite, and you may not gouge the eyes. And even those 2 rules are not always kept. One champion won his very last fight after he was already dead. His body locked in a hold so brutal that his opponent surrendered an instant too late. Out beyond the stadium lies the hippodrome, and the most dangerous event of all, the chariot race. 40 chariots, 4 horses each, 12 laps around 2 stone posts in a roaring cloud of dust and noise. There are no lanes. Chariots clip wheels, flip and shatter. Drivers are dragged and trampled. In one famous race, of 40 chariots that started, only one finished. The rest lay broken in the sand. And all around this, you and 40,000 others are living in a field. You sleep on the ground, you eat whatever the hawkers sell. The heat is so fierce that people pray to Zeus, the averter of flies, and sacrifice to him, just to be left in peace. Poets read aloud in the shade, sellers shout, philosophers argue. It is the book fair, the trade show, and the temple of the Greek world all at once. It is said the historian Herodotus once stood here and read his great history aloud to the crowd, so that all of Greece would carry it home. On the middle day comes the reason for all of it. 100 oxen are led to a great altar. An altar built year after year from nothing but the ash of the fires before it, until it stands taller than a house. They are killed for Zeus. The thigh bones are burned for the god. The smoke climbs the whole sky, and the meat feeds the crowd that night. This is the heart of the games, not a race. A fire, a god, and the smell of burning fat over a valley of 40,000 people. So what does the winner actually get for all of this? The years of training, the broken bodies, the dust, and the danger? A wreath of leaves. Wild olive, cut with a golden knife from one sacred tree behind the temple. That is the prize. That is all. But the leaves are never really the prize. Back home, an Olympic victor eats free for the rest of his life. His city tears down a piece of its own wall to let him in, because a city with a man like this does not need walls. Statues are raised to him. A wrestler named Milo wins 6 times and grows so famous he carries a full-grown bull through the stadium on his shoulders. You do not win money here. You win something the Greeks wanted far more. You win a glory that does not die. For nearly 1,200 years, every 4 years, they came. Through wars, through plagues, through the rise and fall of empires, the games went on. And then, far away in his palace, a Christian emperor decided the old gods were finished and ordered the festivals of Zeus to stop. The temples fell. Earthquakes and floods buried the valley. The giant statue was lost. For more than 1,000 years, Olympia slept under the mud. But think about what was really happening in that hot, crowded, blood-stained field. For a few days, people who spent their whole lives killing each other agreed instead to run, to wrestle, to stand together in front of the same god and simply watch who was fastest. We still do it. Every 4 years, we still stop and gather and watch. We just tell ourselves it is about the sport. But maybe it was never really about the sport. Maybe it was always about the truce.